Definitely doesn't smell too much like fuel anymore. Whoa, 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 whoa! Woo! Wow! G'day, welcome to JoeJoeMoto. Today I'm going to be introducing you to a new bike to the stable. Alright, so for the keen viewers of JoeJoeMoto over the years, you will all know this bike. I wonder who can pick it first. It's been on the channel many times before. It's actually one of the founding fathers of the dirt bike group. So this bike used to belong to Mr. Jason, I don't even know now, like 10 years ago or something like that. And so when we used to get together and ride here on the property, on the farm, this was one of the original bikes that was there and everyone had to go at it sort of thing, and you know, you got to choose 2-stroke or 4-stroke sort of thing, and that was when I was on my old WR250R, and yeah, this belonged to Mr. Jason. Then after that, Mr. Luke bought it, our mate Mr. Luke, not brother Mr. Luke, and it's been in his hands for, yeah, I don't know, the past 5 or more years sort of thing, and this has been his bike, so you've seen him riding this for a very long time, and now it's come into my possession. I don't own it, obviously, it's not my bike, we are just borrowing it, but it's been a little bit neglected in Mr. Luke's shed. He's got a lot of other things going on and just hasn't had time to ride, so he's handed the reins over to me to add it as a little project. We're going to be doing a bit of a will it run today, and then also getting into fixing it all up. There's a lot of little things that need doing on the bike, so yeah, it's going to be a fun project, so I hope you stick around and see what we do with it. First things first, let's do a little bit of a closer inspection. As you can see, the bike is dirty. It's been sitting in a shed, in the corner of a shed for, I don't know now, 6 months or more. And it's just been neglected, the poor old girl, you know, just needs some absolute TLC to get her back up and running and going again. So the main things that I've noted so far is we're missing an axle block, which is why the chain is so slack there. The seat cover has definitely seen a lot better days. She's pretty haggard there. Grips, you know, as they do when they sit around, they get all yuck and I don't know how you know, yuck. They're all sticky and gross sort of thing. And then we've got something going on, maybe countershaft seal. So you can see it's all super oily in and around that area, which is where the countershaft seal is. So they're probably the main things that we've got to start on, and that fuel in the bike. Well, 6 months to a year old, that fuel is old, so we'll give that a whiff in a minute and see what we think of it, but I'm pretty sure we're going to be replacing the fuel. Right, so they're the main things with the bike. I think today's goal is definitely just to get it running, get it riding, and then we'll start replacing all the little bits and pieces that don't need to be done. So I think we're going to drain the fuel, drain the carb, fix up the axle blocks, and then hopefully just get out for a little ride, and then we'll keep going through the whole build process after that. So let's get started. All right, let's give this fuel a bit of a whiff and see what we can smell, hey? Ooh. Definitely doesn't smell too much like fuel anymore. It's got more of a decking smell, you know, like some nice nice decking varnish. Definitely needs to be replaced. Oh, got that. Whoa. Okay. Bit of ingenuity here to make it easier for me. Check that out. I don't have to hold the pipe. Smart. Alright, down underneath there, where's my finger? Down underneath there you can see that bolt that my finger is pointing to there. It's a big, round, very big headed bolt. That's the bolt for the drain on the bottom of the carb that we're trying to get off, because I'd like to just drain, you know, basically as much fuel out of it as I can. So yeah, we're trying to get that big nut bolt off there. I think it's a bolt. Next thing we're going to do is I've still got fuel on the other wing of the fuel tank there, so we're going to have to tip the bike over on its side and do that. Excuse my bum. Okay. Over on the other wing now is like, I don't know, 20 mils of oil or something, so should be alright with that. Probably fine if we can just get this last bit out. There we go. Yeah. Oh yeah. Now we can see that, you know, I've turned the carby on its side a bit, and now we can see that drain bung there. A lot easier. Right, let's see if we can get to that. Oh yeah. Now we're getting somewhere. There we go. Fuel's running out of it. Catching in the bucket there. Whew. Once all that's drained out, then we can be pretty confident that it's going to be all fresh fuel once we get the new fuel in. Take this drain bung right off. Have a little look in the bottom of the bung, because that can sometimes give you an indication. It's got like a little cup usually. Hopefully it's zoomed, focused enough for you guys, but there's like a, you know, that's the bottommost part of the carb. So if there's a bunch of junk in there, it's looking nice and clean. All right, I think we're good. Let's put it all back together. Snug. Back around. Set you up nicely. I'm hoping we don't have to do a carby clean. Maybe just running some fresh fuel through it will be enough. I don't like taking carbies off. Mess around with them, no fun. Just want to ride. Alright, let's get some fresh fuel in it. That smells more like fuel. Oh yeah. Awesome. I've just realised that this old girl runs 40 to 1, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of mathematics here. But anyway, I'm all for support your local bike shop, but it is a weekend and most bike shops are closed, so thank you very much to Super Cheap Auto. You can get into their stores and get a full range of 2-stroke oils, 4-stroke oils, everything you need for your motorbike for service and repairs. So check out Super Cheap Auto, and thanks for their support for this little rebuild here as well. Mathematics time. Milliliters of oil, 40 to 1, 5 litres, 125. All right, 125. How good are these little containers too? They're so good, so good. 100, 25. Awesome. Fresh fuel, check, job done. Let's get down to the axle blocks now. All right, so we've got a brand spanking new tyre, never been ridden on, but I think when that job was done, the axle block went walkabout. So it's missing the axle block on the left-hand side, which is a little bit weird because it's a threaded one. So whew, fingers crossed we can get this sorted, but we've got some new axle blocks here and ready to go. Thanks MX Store, they guys always super fast with their deliveries and everything, and hitting me up with a few different stickers and bits and pieces as always. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna have to pull the axle and also the adjusters, because it's a different type of adjustment system. So let's see what we can do. One of these has some thread in it, and the axle itself has thread, so I'm hoping that that will fit right onto there, but we do need to use these adjusters as well, so we're going to have to remove that. Gosh, no wonder it's not doing so well. I think I've got it though. Yep, thank goodness for that. That was scary. Yeah, it's not a sound you want to hear, is it? Oh my gosh. It's going to take some time. Alright, I'll get back to you guys once I've got this out. Okay, so we finally got the adjuster out. That was a bit of a mission. And I've got the axle out here and ready to go as well. So we'll go up to the bench now and sort these guys out. I'm assuming Loctite for that side, so that stays in position. And then we're just got to use the old adjustment nut onto this adjustment rod. And fingers crossed we got the right one and it's going to fit into there nicely. We will see. Alright, so I'm just looking at this now and I can't get the axle nut off at all. So I've got a feeling that the nut was seized, so they've pulled the adjuster off and pulled the axle out the way like I did just then, and then, you know, just lost the adjuster or whatever on the other side. But I'd really dearly love to get that axle nut off and not have to do it, you know, the wrong way around sort of thing, using that as the axle nut. That's a bit yuck. Let's keep persisting with this guy here, see if we can get that off somehow. Nope. Whoa. Woo! Yeah. What happened then? Fire, baby! Spinning straight out of the vise. My gosh. Alright, to get it riding, I think we're just going to do it the dodgy way, put that axle block back through and use that as the axle nut kind of thing. And we'll have to sort that one out later. Bummer. Okay kids, this is the wrong way to do things. As you saw up there on the bench, I don't know, I'm sure that that's supposed to be the moving part, the nut. It has to be, but I could be wrong. Maybe I'm just totally wrong. Anyway, we're going to do it where this is now an axle bolt, the whole thing, and it's going to thread into the new axle block here. So we'll give that a test and see if it works or not. Brake pads are hammered. Add that to the list. Always use the right tool for the job, kids. Do what I say and not what I do. Oh yeah. Alright. This is going to be our way of getting the axle on and off. We best protect that thread as best we can. Gosh, that's so bad. Working. It's working. Right. Okay, so that tightens up well. Now we'll just adjust the chain. Fingers crossed that's somewhere near close, but we'll see. Okay, just looked up the manual for the specs on the chain tension, and yes, did see that that axle nut is definitely supposed to come off. So yeah, we'll work on that one another time. I just want to get it running and riding. But I've got the new axle blocks in with the new adjusters, and yeah, ready to go. So we'll just adjust this chain to specs and get it sorted. We got a loose and flappy chain guide here too. Might be something we need to look at. It's all busted out, hey? There's still a bolt hole there, but anyway, that's a job for another day. Oh my gosh, it's spot on right there, right where it is. Legendary. So, I'll just line these up, get it even both sides. 3 to 4, the back one. What are you dragging on over there? That roller is a shot. Chain roller. That's one to do. Another one to add to the list. Awesome. Okay, well it's time for the moment of truth. We've sorted out the things that sort of have to be done, I guess, to see if it'll run, and yeah, it hasn't been started, like I said, in maybe 6 months to a year or something like that, so we'll give it a few little test kicks and slowly get things moving and see what happens, hey? Alright, turn her on, choke on, let's give her a few decent kicks and see what happens. Probably a fresh plug would have been a good call too, hey? Wow! Wow, second kick. Could have been first if I really put some oomph into it. Oh my gosh, will it run? Yes it will. Like I said, 6 months or a year it's been sitting and she fired straight up. What an awesome old girl this is. Love it, love it, love it. Anyway, we'll check the water, check the gearbox oil and that sort of stuff, and then we're going to do a little putt around and test ride and see how she goes. Alright, how good is that? This thing is such an amazing old girl. I've checked the coolant, checked the gearbox oil, checked for leaks and that sort of thing, and everything seems like it's pretty well spot on. So it's now time to jump into GoPro mode. We'll jump on the bike, have a little rip around the tracks here, and just see what everything's like. The brakes seem alright here and the clutch seems alright, but we need to take it obviously for a decent little ride and make sure it's ready to go for the proper trails out there in the bush. So let's jump into GoPro mode and see how she goes. You can hear that chain roller. That's not great. Well, clutch works alright. Rear brakes are not fantastic. Nope, there's not a lot of rear brake going on there. It's alright, it's not great. Front brakes are really good. Clutch feels really good. So far, so good. Wow. Wow. Oh, I'm impressed. What a unit. This bike even comes with some power band, eh? Whew. She's a spicy unit. Alright, let's spin down the front paddock there and nice and close to the shed in case something happens, but she seems to be going alright. Touch wood, you know, touch wood, she's going alright so far. Back brakes are, yep, not so good. That's something to work on. Front brakes are really good. Man, this thing is really, really good. Shifts through all the gears really nicely. The clutch is great. Brakes are good, apart from the rear brakes a bit yuck, but good bit of bottom end power. And hopefully she's even got power band. Let's see. Oh yeah. Whoa! Oh, she can get up and go. She can definitely get up and go. That's awesome. Big, big, big thank you to Mr. Luke, our mate Mr. Luke, letting us use his bike. I know the deal is we're going to fix it all up and whatever, but I'm happy to work on a bike if I get to ride, huh? It's the Golden Tyre Fatty on the front, and it definitely slows down the steering a little bit, but it makes it so stable. Jeez, I love Golden tyres. Absolutely love the Golden tyres. Alright, let's head back into the shed and let's head back into the shed and wrap this video up, eh? Whoa. Yeah. Give her a good check over, and then we're out for some decent rides and continue on with the resurrection videos, eh? What a awesome, awesome old girl. Well, that's it for our initial video of the KTM 200 Will It Run? So we answered that question. Yes, it does, and it runs really, really well. I'm so stoked. Got a big list of stuff now to start doing to the bike, and I'm going to bring you guys along with me, and we're going to do like a little, mini build series. Not that we're sort of rebuilding anything, but brake pad, seat cover, grips, bleeding brakes. So just you guys can just hang out in the shed here with me and hopefully enjoy each other's company. And yeah, should be a really fun thing. And we've also got a bike to rip around on now as well. So I'm really, really stoked about that. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to share it with your friends. Do all the other social media stuff as well. And I will see you guys on the next video.